Oh, we're literally a vibranium too. This was gonna be a short battle. This was gonna be a short stream anyway. It might be very short. I might start my next deck. We'll see. Hey, Blizzard. Welcome, number 7. It was a really good first round of 5. They have a big onslaught. Havoc serves that purpose. And he'll slow down Ultron to some extent. So yeah, still like this. I was considering dropping him for Silk or Nefari. Hey, Black Hole. Yeah, I think the number one thing I want out of Cyber is a dupe on Photon. God knows it's been long enough. Alright, Kushala here, Havoc on defense. Hey, Black Hole. Welcome. I may have already said that. One of those mornings. Yeah, that was dumb. A little bit slower than I wanted. I probably should have thrown the special one while I still had the soul barb up. I think the incinerates would have done enough for that to still be faster, but that's okay. Hey, Javier. Kushala's Heavy has good range. It's not infallible, and Skull is difficult, but it has good range. Oh, they've just gone AFK, haven't they? Cool. Very cool. We really need to institute something where if you time out multiple interfaces, you just lose. And I understand we need to like give it some leeway. It can't just be like two in a row because people need time to realize something's wrong and log back in. But this is ridiculous. I was early. It doesn't matter because our opponent's away, but I want to try and get this better. Hey, Phil, how's it going? Hey, Shibby, Pablo. Morning. Did they really just pause? This is so annoying. YDD, are you kidding me? You know I work for Kabam, right? You're asking me to predict Cyber Weekend? Think that one through, dude. Hey, Mr. V. Nice, fella. Enjoy it. Hey, easy. Okay, so you're not asking me for a prediction. You're asking me for a leak, which is something I've repeatedly said not to do. So now you have to be kidding me. Last warning. Alright, well. Looks like easy timed you out. But that's fine. Um, this is a very solid roster. Thanks, Shibby. I appreciate it. Hey, cream cheese, how's it going, man? Okay, it is the first rule, but it is also very much a rule where people think that, well, I'm asking from a good place in my heart, and that means the rules don't apply to me. No, they do. They do. I still need to do the Prowler fight. Oh, I'll handle that tonight. Yeah, I don't like this draft. Yeah, that's been fixed in the next build, Jeff. Ooh, I am dangerously low. Yeah, I really don't like this draft. I just don't feel like things came together. Well, if it's been fixed, then yes, it's not what we intend. No, Chibi, the autumn. Excuse me. Wait, it's not Prowler right now. It is Jabari. Okay, yeah, no, I'm confused now too. Probably should have used the special 2 earlier. I forgot that some reversal is possible on this version. I'm too used to, excuse me, tier 1 where the only way around it was the special 3. Yeah, it could be Prowler versus Jabari, but that wouldn't make a lot of sense for the Prowler's kicking his butt. Is it like an EQ boss or something? Leader's very good, DD. Gonna take a risk here. That's a little tricky. Yeah, leader's very, very good. Definitely the latest proof that the community is not nearly as good at champion evaluation as they think they are. We're not infallible at Kabam, but leader is very good, and all the people saying that he can't do damage if he can't reverse are wrong. All of the people saying that that's all he has are very wrong. Leader's great. Nice, easy. Yeah, I'm all for stuff not being locked to the forums. Thanks, Pablo. I do really like Viv. Would Viv be good against Necrostorm I don't think so. She doesn't have any way to avoid the Dex disable, and getting hit even once means you die. And she's just not great for long-form content. I think that shield is actually enough of a problem to get rid of. I was just about to ask, is there a torch down here? This feels like a deck that has a torch. Havoc isn't great easy, or early, sorry. He's very good, but I want to give them a little more opportunity to draft non-armor champs first. That's a pretty easy pickup. Okay, easy Viv for Domino. I don't know about that one. I can see reasons to take almost any of the 5. Not played the leader much. Any pro tips? Shorten your combos is the main thing. Keep them quick and clean. Light, 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 parry, light, light, light. It's usually the best. No, this is not PC. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Would have been silly to hold back Luke when I was pretty confident they were going to drop Sasquatch here. Let's see. I'm still holding it for now, easy. I should have just gone straight into the special, too. I forgot how small she is relative to a rank 3 Luke. You know what? That is my fault entirely. I did not realize it'd been that long since we'd landed a debuff. Whew! That was a great way to lose 10 seconds. Yeah, and I do agree with Pablo for the record. Like, I love leader. You should always, always try someone out before you rank them. Always. I'm not I do think I'm pretty objectively correct on leader's quality. I'm not objectively correct as far as what you should do or what you'll enjoy. So the general breakdown between Banquet and Cyber is that Banquet is more random stuff with a little bit guaranteed in milestones. Cyber is more guaranteed stuff. And so you benefit from having units from both. 40k is a good nest egg. So my advice to somebody with your kind of reserves is buy what you are actively excited about at Cyber because it's probably going to be a better rate when it's a direct buy. But don't buy things just to buy things. Try to ignore any bonus tracks for the most part and just buy the things in the store you want. And then hold the rest for Banquet. Hey, Joey, how's it going? Yeah, that's a pretty easy bullseye at this point. Yeah, we expect the domino, but that's okay. Hey, Madrox. Bye. Yeah, that's kind of me too, Easy. I saw someone say that a gem was confirmed coming up. I have trouble keeping track of A, what's public, and B, what we're even selling. So if that's wrong, don't take this as confirmation. You'll be disappointed. But if there is an Awakening gem coming up, I would assume it's class. And if I opened a mutant gem, I would be really upset about having Awakened Sinister. And probably the same with Tech and Ultron. So there's no need for me to rush. Alright, we made GC. That was pretty quick. I don't know. SIGs are probably the best move, but I do like new champions. We're still a bit behind here. Cool, is that it? That's it. Where are we on trophy tokens? 8,500. Okay, we can claim 2. Flying home from North Carolina to San Diego. Looking forward to a week off and having mom pamper me. In exchange, she has a list of things for me to fix around the house. That is a good trade-off. Hope you have fun, man. Yeah, I definitely understand that, Black Hole. I'm really looking forward to the Glorious Guardians. Okay. Glad Circuit. Shala seems actively bad. Does Longshot do his stuff with non-personal fate seals, or is it only his? It says fate seal. How accurate is your info page, Prince Charming? No, it's definitely looking for his. Rude. Okay, that's fine. Ugh. It's a very reasonable question, Pablo. The response is not for you, but for the Titan discourse in general. God. Um, Interesting. Hey, Ninos. Adam also goes immune to Fate Seal. You have to go into Sovereignty, but that's fine. I can wait that out. Havoc getting rid of armor up buff sounds really dangerous. CGR apparently still decent. Interesting. I mean, he still has the armor breaks. He just loses the precision and the cruelty. Dude has too many freaking scalers. People are just upset that they have to wait for Dazzler. I think that's 80% of it, honestly. I really do. And like nobody's looking at it and going, that would have been I think it would have ended up being too many mutants. I'm trying to remember. Who's the other mutant? There's something. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Something looked really weird with the Titan with Dazzler in that one. I will say that. Ah, wassail season. My mom made a pot this morning and my brother brought me up some during the stream. I love wassail. This is non-alcoholic wassail for those of you who enjoy going a wassailing, but still very good. Um, Sorry, trying to focus on the Titan crystal stuff for a minute. I do think the Dazzler thing is a large part of it. I was going to say, I also saw somebody on Reddit say, like, that we have ulterior motives with trying to get people to buy the Battle Pass. Those aren't ulterior motives. We're not hiding them. That's just what makes sense, right? Like, that's for us and for you. Because if you buy the Battle Pass, accelerate through it, buy Dazzler day one, let's say that you have an awakening gem from Cyber, you awaken her with a mutant awakening gem, and then you turn around and open a Titan and get SIGs on her. Are you happy? Or are you gonna go, aw man, RNG got me, kabammed again? Come on. The tension between somebody being in the Battle Pass and immediately being in the Titan at the same time is bad for players and for our revenue. It's not an ulterior motive, it's a design decision because that didn't make sense. Right. And that's the thing, Black Hole. Like, people were probably going to buy it anyway. The people who are angriest are the ones who aren't going to spend that what, 30, 25 bucks for Dazzler and are just angry that they have to wait a little bit longer anyway. But bluntly, those people are probably waiting long enough in between Titan pulls anyway that it doesn't really matter. So I have, like, negative sympathy there. Does the Fate Seal pop Man Thing's pustules? That's a good question, actually. While I have the code up on the other screen, let me go take a look. Because I know you won't get pustules when you remove other buffs because the pustules are themselves buffs. But I don't know if he requires his own nullify to be what ticks it. So where's the poison? Poison, 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 poison. Okay, there's the poison. Oh, God. Sorry, this is a little bit labyrinthine. It's just looking for the nullify flag. It looks like Man-Thing should work fine. That's an interesting one. Yeah, YDD, come on, man. Stop pushing. You were told very clearly where the boundary was. Stop it. Do I have a ranked up Overseer? Do I? Hold on, let's take a look at science. That's probably a good move in the first place. I know I have a duped Overseer. Did I ever rank him? No, I think that's a recent one. Yeah, I will leave Silk in. I'm probably not taking her out. I know my battle deck isn't full. Go away. Um, yeah, I guess I could take him up right now. Why not? I've been waiting for a reason. Excuse me. Okay, now let's make sure he has a relic on him. Actually, we're probably using negs too. Nah, not with spite. That's going to be too annoying. Okay, we'll put that on you for now. Why not leave the idle champs out of the Titan pool and keep the last two new release? We did leave the idle champs out of the Titan pool, Gundu. That was literally what the announcement was. No, I think you're thinking about it wrong if you're seeing the 3 month cycle as longer, right? It's longer because it's more champions. On average, the amount of time from release to base pool is exactly the same. I just saw that last message, YDD. If you're still here, I want to be very clear. I do not owe you breaking my NDA because you liked a YouTube video. I don't appreciate that joke. Negative is great this meta? Fine, maybe I need to move a relic to him too. No, I appreciate the heads up. Just ramps him faster. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I can understand that, Gundu. Like, the forum post read very clear to me because I've been in the internal discussions about the Titan cadence change, and I already know what an idol is because we've been planning them for months. I completely understand how it was not clear enough for the outside. um, so, to go over this, the idea is that now each set of six, instead of being um, 2 months of new champs and then two or sometimes three old ones, right? Each set of six is now a 3 month period, and so you'll get, for this year at least, 5 new champions, right? Because the idols are not included in the Titan pool. They will have alternate methods of acquisition, which leaves one space for an old champion on average. There might be two next December. We'll get there when we get there. Oh, you know what? I think I was wrong. Maybe it is longer to release. But that's not really a problem. Um, yeah, it's not a problem. So there's a number of things tied up in this, right? Like, first and foremost, this change came because the Titan crystal is supposed to be a premium crystal, right? The the currency is supposed to feel important. But the community has not felt that for a while. Now, I have been loudly on record as thinking that the community is not really being fair in this. I think that the community is so focused on, well, yeah, okay, so I understand that I've lost literally every time I've fought a duped Nova for the last 6 months. And that Symbiote Supreme is one of the best Serpent counters in the entire game, and I was complaining on forums also for months that Serpent obviously had to be nerfed. So clearly these two characters are objectively very good, but not from a Titan. Like, oh my god. I do think that's silly. If they improve your account, they improve your account. I think what really is going on there is psychologically people are focused on the 1 to 3 pulls they want the most out of a Titan, and will find any possible way that they can twist themselves into believing that a pull that isn't the 1 to 3 targets that they're actually happy with is not only a bad thing, but a bad thing because Kabam made the wrong decision. Because then that takes the responsibility away from, I opened something that gives a random reward, I know this is gambling, and it puts it on someone else. Like, I realize I'm coming in kind of hot here, but I really do think that a lot of complaining in a gacha game like this comes from people not wanting to admit that the core of the game is gambling, is RNG, and sometimes you lose. See, I don't agree with that. Like, Black Widow does so much damage. iDoom was used in war quite a bit these last 2 seasons. A 7-star iDoom with his dupe is definitely going to be a stall threat in Battlegrounds. Is a nuke in Battlegrounds. Like, so often when people say it doesn't do much for the big accounts, they're either wrong or they're using, like, a very artificial perspective, right? Because so often when people say not, like, that doesn't do much for the big accounts, what they mean is that champion doesn't make Andrew's Battlegrounds deck, right? Like, they are looking at a few big YouTubers who play Battlegrounds all the time, and they go, if a character doesn't make that character's Battlegrounds deck, then they're clearly not adding that much to an account, and therefore they're not important enough for me to be excited about. And that's just not how you should be looking at things. Because you're not Andrew. You're not placing in Celestial. Maybe 1 or 2 of you in this chat are placing in Celestial regularly, in which case, good for you. You're allowed to be more upset by those pulls. But, like, that's because of how you're choosing to play the game. Now, let's pause this, right? Let's pause this for a minute because I do think that all of that is true. And I think that people are being silly about the Titan Crystal and have been for more than the past year. But let's put that on the side for a minute. If you take that at face value, and you think that people are being genuine both with themselves and with us, which I don't, but if you think they are, then what they're saying is the Titan Crystal would be more exciting if there were more new champions in it, right? Because then Kabam has to jump through fewer hoops finding old champs that are, giant air quotes, worthy, and more of the champs in the Crystal are characters that I've never had on my roster in any capacity before, I'm not familiar with, and therefore they're exciting at least for the novelty, right? Hey, Gengar. And if that's what people want out of the Titan Crystal, which is pretty much what they're saying they want out of the Titan Crystal, then the answer is to put more new champions in the Titan Crystal. And that's exactly what we're doing, right? The ratio of new characters in the Titan Crystal is going up from 67% to, what is that, 83%? It's going up 25% relatively. And it should feel very good because of that. Additionally, it actually taking longer for characters to hit the base pool because they now have to rotate through 9 months instead of 6 months. You were right. missed some things there earlier, just increases the value of the Titan crystal, right? Because now somebody in the Titan crystal is there for much longer. And you can't just go, you know what? I'll just hold for 6 months. I have discipline. I can hoard for that long. Okay, well, now you have to hoard for 50% longer. And so the Titan crystal is that much more valuable. So this addresses all the problems, right? Now, the only way that this doesn't address the problems is if I'm right and people are actually kind of lying to themselves about why they're upset. Number one. Or, number two, if you think that the new characters coming out aren't good enough to excite you either. But that kind of goes back to me being right anyway, right? Because then what that means is, well, yeah, I understand these are new characters and I don't have them and they're probably decent, but like what I want from a Titan Crystal is literally just Onslaught or Serpent or GTFO. And if that's the way you're approaching a crystal with 18 options, you are not going to be happy. And I don't think we have a responsibility to cater to you any further. And this conversation right here is why I'm not a community manager, right? But this is why I'm talking about it. Hey, Kaitu, and hey, work. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Of course, you show up while I'm coming in hot. Hope you're doing well, man. We finally saw some parish sips locally again. It had been a while. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Pablo. But that is exactly what we, like, that's what I'm talking about, right? From a power standpoint, Hype is worthy. Cersei is worthy. Nova is worthy. I will absolutely stand on that hill. But if that's not good enough for the community, then it means that a power standpoint isn't enough. And then we're just arguing past each other. Because I say they're good enough for a Titan. You say they're not good enough for a Titan. And I say, but they clearly are. And you go, yeah, well, but it doesn't excite me. And so at that point, we're not talking about power anymore, right? We're talking about novelty. We're talking about excitement. And so this new cadence structure is aimed specifically at that. Okay, I'm going to put some more things on my deck. Destroyer probably actually gets worse, huh? Yeah, I work for Kabam, and so I'm bound by an NDA sentry. Please don't come here asking me for stuff. Just eating lunch before I hop back into some reports. Nice. Nice, Miguel. And also, I'm sorry for inspiring you to spend money, I guess. Yeah, sure thing, Gundu. It's worth bringing up. You'd probably throw Mantis in, right? Maybe Wong for the buff interaction. I definitely need to throw in Titanium. In which case, we are very close to the end here. Maybe Penny just to punish Cosmics? Yeah, but I feel like I have enough science, right? I don't think I need to go higher than 8. The leader serves some double purpose on defense. I think this is the right split for me. Actually, I suppose with an on-hit trigger, Silk might not be as good as Nefaria. Okay, I'll make that swap. I'm not super comfortable with doing weird things with her anyway. I don't think we have anything to do with that, Miguel. It would be really cool to see like Guillotine show up as a man. What would she be? Like a black white card or something, or Venom the Duck as like a blue green, blue green or blue black, something like that. King Groot as like red green or something. I mean I don't know. As far as I know, there's no Kabam involvement with that product, but man, would it be neat. Probably need more mutant. Hmm. We have Havoc, we have Domino, we have Onslaught. What other mutants are worth running? Toad, maybe. Sunspot. Sunspot's probably worth putting in. Viv is Fate Seal immune, but Spite isn't great for her. I'll make that trade. I don't like how low I am on those things, but anyway, let's... Oh, I should probably rename the deck. That'll work. Yeah, that's the thing. My deck is always full, right? There's always someone good to add. God knows. Thanks, Gundu. I'm looking forward to Dazzler too. think I've got dust in. Maybe I didn't put dust in. Whatever, figure it out. If I don't have dust, I should probably ban her. My main tip for Chavez is just be on top of your parries. Like, Chavez isn't that bad, but generally stay open and just never, ever, ever put yourself in a situation where she can throw a heavy. Like, sometimes she's gonna do it anyway, don't get me wrong. But think ahead and try to avoid those things. And that works. Yeah, if you finish your combos against her, be ready for the slight delay and the comeback. You just have to be so on your toes against her. And Dust is honestly kind of similar. You really have to stay on top of your parries, and then just really get the special evades down. The key to Dust is patience. Don't try and force it. Hey, Vega, how's it going? I was just about to joke easy that Vega's probably been here for 10 minutes and just didn't speak until somebody mentioned Chavez. Okay, so I guess I have time in this one. I might have been more aggressive otherwise, but them doing Doom versus Korg, I think I should be okay here. Yeah, Chavez does have an AI bias. There are far, far fewer characters with actual AI modifications. Um, than people think, but there are a few, and she's one of them. That's Luke. Mordo's AI biases are so messy. Nope, Onslaught has no AI biases, except I think when he has magnetism on you, he might be more likely to throw the special one or something. Let me double check. But Onslaught is one of those that people are always wrong about. And that's exactly what I mean. Yeah. When there's organic magnetize on you, Onslaught is a little bit more likely to throw his special one, which requires you to have already blocked the special one, right? But there is nothing else in his kit. But surely the intercepts... Nope, that's just his animations. Never convinced me that Enchantress doesn't have an anti-heavy bias. I think Enchantress has a pro-heavy bias under some circumstances. Hold on. While I'm here. La da 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 da. I mean, obviously, under certain circumstances, Enchantress is more likely to throw a special one. That's not a surprise. We've all fought her. Yeah, I was right. I'm not going to give the exact conditions, but she is more likely to throw her heavy under certain conditions. Not less. Yeah, no, the stutter steps are so annoying. I'm with you there. Don't worry. Are new champs likely to still have these AI biases? Is it something you wouldn't mind implementing if it makes sense, or is it something we'd rather not? We still do it where it makes sense. We're just very careful with it, right? Like, generally, if the gameplay you're looking for works without it, I recommend not doing it. And that's generally been what we've done. There are a few exceptions, right? Serpent actually has some AI biases in his kit, but they're all player beneficial. During death immunity, he's more likely to throw specials, which I think we may even say somewhere in there that he's aggressive. Is that why she throws special one into hard block more often? Enchantress? Probably, although there's more going on there. I'm sorry. I need to use the restroom before my first meeting, so I'm just gonna go. I know we can talk about AI biases for a while. But thank you all for hanging out, and I will see you soon.